So I'm up early this morning. I'm doing some stuff around the house. I'm listening to my music. I've got it on shuffle. And because I'm so schizophrenic and can't make decisions, I literally listen to everything. And TLC, like some good old school TLC, came across my shuffle. So while I was listening to them, I started thinking about the time they did the most gangster thing I have ever heard in my life. So back in the day, for those of y'all in the younger generation, Left Eye Lopez was the original FAFO girl, okay? She got sent to detention because she burned somebody's house down. She burned her boyfriend's house down. She took his sneakers, threw them in the tub, and lit them hoes right up, okay? Burned the mansion down. Got in trouble. Got sent to corrections. Okay, so while she's chilling in corrections, the group finds out that they have made, I want to say it's about $75 million. Okay, so meanwhile, when they go to pay them, they try to give these girls checks for like $50,000. Now, can you imagine knowing you made $75 million and they try to give you $50,000? Like, what would you say? Like, really? So, Lisa, Left Eye, gets out of corrections, okay? And while in there, she has made friends with some young ladies, with some go-getters, with some fine, young, like-minded entrepreneurs who are about that life and ready to go. And you know what? They love TLC, and they love Lisa because she is a beautiful person on the inside, and they got to know her while they were locked up together. So while they're out, when she gets out, she finds out, she's got tripping on this money thing. So she calls one of the girls, because she obviously still keeps in touch with them, and she's like, "Hey, these bitches jacked our money. What?" So the girls are like, "Well, let's go. Let's slide on up there. Let's go see what the hell." So these girls pack their bags, get ready to go, take a limo, and drive to New York. So Lisa calls T-Boz and Chili, and she's like, "Hey, we're going to get our money. Meet us up there." And so those two are like, "Hell yeah, we'll be on the way." So those two hop on some flights. Next thing you know, they're in New York. Blam! They kick in the door. Probably not really. They probably didn't kick it in. But anyway, for dramatic purposes, blam! They kick in the door. They're ready to go. They're all, ready to go. You know what I mean. Anyway, so they go up there, and Clive Davis is having a meeting with who else? Sean Combs. And back in the day, like, we had actual, like, tapes and CDs. Like, when you wanted somebody to hear something, like, you had to give them something. Like, you couldn't just be like, "Oh yeah, here's the link," or whatever. So they snatch up, the tape or the CD or whatever, and give it to Diddy and tell him, "Your meeting's over. TLC has a meeting with him right now." And they tell Clive Davis, "Where's our money?" Like, they held him hostage. Like, they had girls standing outside of the boardroom that were not letting anybody in, and they were not letting anybody out either. So what does Sean Combs do? He runs outside like a little snitch baby and calls Usher, remember who I told you is dating Chili, and says, "Hey, your girl and her friends are up here wilding. They're up here. They got the boss stuck up, and blah, 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 blah." Snitch. Anyway, narc. Anyway. Meanwhile, some of the other group, they're walking around and they're tearing down, like, the gold albums off the wall. They're busting cases and taking anything and everything with TLC, T-Boz, Left Eye, or Chili's name or likeness on it because they're going to get theirs. Meanwhile, those girls tell Clive Davis, "We want our money. We want our money. And we're going to take all this, and then you need to make it right, and you're not going to tell anybody shit about what happened here." And he didn't. And you know why? Because he knew he was wrong. But Diddy being in court just reminded me that he's a fucking narc himself. And he's been a bitch this whole time, but big respect to TLC because all the other females were hearing their horrible stories about how they were trafficked and mishandled and, just abused in every which way. Man, you girls, y'all, you're still the best. Still the best. Oh, and FYI, Lisa Left Eye Lopez was killed in a tragic car accident not terribly, terribly long after that happened. But anyway, just thought you might like to know. Take care. Bye.